Chapter 6, Secret Societies. You wake up the next morning with a pounding headache and a throbbing lip. You slink out of your bed in search of aspirin to take the edge off. A hangover is a small price to pay for getting the better of the Omegas last night. Piles of trash and empties litter the living room floor, and to top it all off, the Omegas are playing video games. Ha! I got you now. No fair. I ran out of ammo. You guys are worse than pigs living in a sty. Did you not notice the piles of garbage surrounding you? That's not garbage. We're saving snacks for later. Unbelievable. It was their party and they can't even be bothered to grab a mop. You stomp into the kitchen to find Riley sitting at the counter, calmly eating breakfast. He gives you an appreciative once over. Hello, sunshine. You're looking especially furious this morning. That's because I am furious. You stupid Omegas haven't even done anything to clean this place up. Of course they haven't. You got them so hungover they can barely stand. You can't give Omegas more than 4 drinks in one night unless they're useless for the next 24 hours. Everyone knows that. Everyone but you, it seems. That's not a real thing. It's kind of like the Mogwais. To be honest, I'm surprised you even noticed the mast. After the luscious kiss last night, I figured you'd be on cloud 9. Riley, I've had better. It was fine. A little lacking in finesse, but then so are you. Is that an invitation for a do-over? He pushes back from his breakfast, leans one hip on the counter, eyes twinkling with mischief. Do you want to know what my favorite part about the kiss was? No, not really. I think it was the little moan you let out right when You stamp your foot to interrupt him, your whole body flushing hot and then cold as you remember the touch of his lips on yours. If you had an ounce of decency, you'd stop flinging one tiny mistake in my face. What fun would that be? Especially since I'm pretty sure your second-in-command would love to hear all about your trysting with an enemy. What? You can't tell Dahlia. That would mean mutually assured destruction. I'm not the only one with a stake in the game. What would your precious Omega say if they knew how easily I could have you under my thumb? They'd probably give me a high five, then ask for an explicit play-by-play. Giving your mouth to exact a promise of secrecy. But Dahlia walks into the kitchen before you can speak. She stops dead in her tracks. Danielle and Riley, care to explain what's going on here? Actually, Riley and I were just brainstorming ways to get the house cleaned up. We came up with a great idea. We did? We're going to hold the cleaning Olympics. You head in the living room without looking back, sure that both Dahlia and Riley will follow. Alright everyone, listen up. The only way this place is getting clean is if we all pitch in, and if we all compete to clean the best. A cleaning competition? That sounds like a trap. He does have a brain, after all. It's not a trap, just a healthy head-to-head over buckets and brooms. All Lambdas and Omegas will battle over the different categories. Mopping the floor is now a curling competition. Dishwashing will be done as a relay, and vacuuming is a nice, simple 100-meter dash. As soon as one finishes an event, they can move on to the next. I think we all know which side will walk away the winner. Everyone springs into action at once. Even the Omegas toss their game controllers aside as they get into the spirit of competition. I call dibs on vacuuming. You're on, Wyatt. I can spot a crumb from a half a mile away. As everyone starts to discuss their approach, Riley leans close to your ear, his breath making you tingle all over. What's the prize for winning this time around? I hope it's another kiss. Even though he speaks too low for anyone to hear, you can see Dahlia watching you through narrowed eyes. Demolish him with words. Yeah, we'll demolish him. Most of the guys here have never held a broom before. You can't bluff your way out of this one. Famous last words. You turn your back on Riley to focus on Dahlia. She doesn't look as suspicious before, but you don't trust that particular side-eye. I need to be more careful. If she finds out I've even kissed the enemy, she'll question everything, including my leadership abilities. All good, Danielle. You know it. It's time to kick some Omega ass. You move to the dining room, where the table is being pushed off to one side. Instead of pucks and curling brooms, you pass around empty beer cans and mops. Riley and I will start with the dining room curling, Luna and Trevor will take the dishwashing relay, and Delia and Wyatt will finish the vacuuming race. You sure you're ready for this, Lambda? I've always wanted to try sweeping with the enemy. Bring it on, Coin. Shouts ring out as you and Riley take your places, mops in hand, as Delia and Wyatt each roll a beer can across the floor. You brace yourself and start mopping. Go, Danielle, clear the path. Faster, Riley. The can's losing momentum. You scrub the mop back and forth across the floor, Riley working just as furiously beside you. He spares a moment to wink and flex his biceps. Sorry, but you can't compete with guns like these. Bend over and give him a look up my skirt, accidentally knock his mop out of his hand. I wouldn't be so sure about that. You start moving faster, the handle of your mop swinging left and right until... Hey, watch it! You choke back a laugh as his mop goes flying across the floor. Oopsies, my mistake. What are you doing, Riley? She's pulling ahead. You make it to the end of the room, sweaty but triumphant. Yes, Luna, start running to the kitchen. On it! As you enter the kitchen, the relay between Luna and Trevor is already underway, water splashing everywhere as the ham dishes down the line. Who left all the cheese to harden overnight? You know what they say, the harder the cheese, the better it tastes. No one says that, dude, no one. Trevor quickly takes the lead, his scrubber flying over plates and bowls. Who knew Omegas could actually clean? I need to do something fast. I should splash water all over my top. Ask Trevor about sports stats. You saunter over to Trevor's side and bat eyelashes at him. Hey, you know, I've always wondered which football player has the most touchdowns. Do you happen to know the answer? Wait, really? His hand stops in the sink, his eyes lighting up as he turns towards you. Because a lot of people think that when their 49ers swept the leagues, and Trevor, don't be a fool. She's distracting you on purpose. It takes Trevor a moment to recover, but by which time Luna is already done and darting out the door. Delia, it's all you. Vacuum up us to finish line. Here we go. Delia already has the vacuum cleaner on and is pushing the path over the carpet as she races to the finish. Wyatt is only a few steps behind her. Don't worry, Omegas, you can count on me. To your dismay, Wyatt is rapidly catching up to her, his strong arms pushing the machine with zero resistance. No way I'm letting Omegas win a cleaning competition. I have to act fast. I should help clear Delia's path, sabotage Wyatt's progress. I'm in a clear path. You spring in action, picking up garbage and pushing aside furniture to pave Delia's way to the end of the room. Good idea, Daniel. Teamwork makes the dream work. Hey, is that allowed? You're just jealous because you didn't think of it first. As the race is coming to a neck-and-neck finish, one of the Lambdas comes rushing in from outside. Did you guys know that the Lambda's flag is missing from the front of the house? Oh, yeah, I meant to tell you, Danielle. Someone tossed both our flag and the Omega one into the pool last night. The house won't be officially clean until those flags are back up. You spring into action as you ditch the vacuum race and head towards the back door, only to find... Riley. Riley is already half stripped down, his grin wide as he kicks off his shoes and tugs his jeans down around his hips. Too little too late, Lambda. First to get the flag back up wins, and I'm already halfway there. You struggle out of your clothing as you watch Riley dive into the pool, his body a perfect arc as it slices into the water. We'll just see about that. You kick your clothes aside, jump into the pool, plunging under the surface and heading for the bottom, your legs working a mile a minute. The water ripples over your bare skin, Riley's athletic body next to yours as you both reach for the flags. But just as your fingers graze the Lambda flag, Riley snatches it away from you. What? You rush to the surface, drawing oxygen as Riley kicks away from you, your flag held triumphantly in his hands. Oh, looks like someone was a little too slow. He splashes away from you, infuriatingly just out of reach. His chest bobs at surface level, droplets of water cascading down those hard, packed lines. The way I figure it, you have no choice but to try and steal it back from me. And of course it comes to a diamond choice. You surge across the pool towards him. Immediately, he pushes himself back, the flag fluttering high in the air as he holds it above his head. Shame on you, Lambda. Did you really think I'd make it that easy? I'm gonna win in the end anyway, so you might as well give up now. You kick up a spray of water as he expertly sidekicks to avoid it. As he does, you dive under the surface and shoot across the pool. Wait, where are you? You pop out of the water right behind him, your chest bumping against his back as you hit the air. I probably should have warned you I was freestyle champion 3 years running in high school. He rolls around to face you. From here, you can almost feel the laughing breath escape him and feel the flag fluttering between your fingertips. I'll get him to drop the flag by running my hands through his hair, tangling my legs with his, slowly licking my lips. You slowly push your tongue out and begin licking your lips, leaving no part of your mouth unexposed. He watches you with a hard, intent look. You really think your mouth is that good? As you take your lower lip between your teeth and gently nibble, you let out a soft moan to escape you. Actually, I was thinking that your mouth would feel awfully nice right about now. He bites back a groan as you lean closer, your lips parted, and one hand snaking towards the flag, before he kicks across the pool, taking your flag with him. Oh, that was good, but you're gonna have to try a lot harder than that. Oh, fine. You cast a quick look around the pool before landing on an idea. You might have taken round 1, but now you have to face the consequences. Without waiting for a response, you dive back down to the pool. Omega's flag snatch him. Fisting Omega's flag, you dash towards the opposite end of the pool. As you surface, you start to lift out of the water. You arch your back to give Riley a perfect view of your ass. Very nice, Danielle. Do it again, only this time. He stops short as he notices the flag you hold balled up in one hand. Wait, you can't go already. Give that back. You cast him a saucy look over your one shoulder. Your ass is still bent towards him as you get ready to exit the pool. Oh, watch out now. Choices wrote saucy in the writing. You'll know. If you don't, feel free to ask in the comment section. Only how can I leave when he's watching me with that look in his eyes? Please, Danielle, I'll do anything to make this a fair fight. Anything that I want you to tell me how hot I am. In explicit detail, please. I want to know exactly how hot and bothered I make you. Someone's feeling a little sure of herself, isn't she? Your breath catches as he paddles closer to you, his gaze never leaving yours. If you don't want to play, I can always take this flag and run. Fine, you're both the hottest piece of ass this campus has ever seen. From the top of your head to the tip of your toes, you're a walking sex dream. Your balls flares as... Wow. As each word passes his lips. If you didn't know any better, you think he actually meant that. He splashes towards you, determination and something hotter sparking in his eyes. Alright, Danielle, now that you have me at your mercy, are you gonna give me my flag? You lift the hand holding the flag, surprised to find that you're trembling. Just as Riley reaches for you, you fling the wet, heavy ball as far across the pool as you can. You want it, go get it. A roguish grin touches his lips right before he pounces. Oh, I want it, alright. You gasp as he tackles you into a rush of warm water and slick limbs. As you both fall into the shallow end of the pool, you can feel yourself sinking, but not into the water. Riley... You started it when you challenged me to this duel, Lambda. You try to splash your way free, but you're no match for Riley's strong, muscled frame. He wraps his arms around you, holding you firm as you thrash against him. You know, never mind, we were trying to avoid Dahlia seeing us. Everywhere your bodies touch is hot, slippery wet as you give it and panting. Your heartbeat pounds against his. You're so close you can almost taste his lips from here. I should wait to see what he does next. You hold yourself perfectly still, your eyes locked on the plump, enticing swell of his lips. God damn it, Danielle, only you could set me on fire with just a look. Before you can react, he claims your mouth with his. The sweep of his tongue is both a demand and a promise, and you find yourself giving in. Sighing, you melt against the hard, wet musculature of his body. Every part of him throbs with promises, powerful thighs bracing yours as you slip and slide against one another. Why does kissing him have to feel so freaking good? Just when you think you're setting the water to boil, Riley moves his hand down your body to rest lightly on the curve of your waist. As your pulse flares under his touch, he slides his hand higher and higher, surprisingly gentle as he cups the full weight of your breast. My God, Danielle. You're dimly aware of the Lambda flag dropping away as he continues to move his mouth over yours. As he thumbs your nipples to hardened peaks, you react with a jolting cry. But the sound is cut short by the clamor of voices and footsteps as the rest of the house finishes cleaning and comes in search of you. Oh no. You jump away, your body still aching from his touch as you search for an escape route. You see it in the shape of a lambda flag sinking to the bottom of the pool. It's mine now. You swipe the flag, wrap it around your body as you climb out of the pool, hoping no one will notice how flushed and heated you are. Danielle, did you get our flag? It's clearly wrapped around her, so yes. Of course I did. How could you doubt me? You cast a quick look over your shoulder at Riley, but his expression gives nothing away. Look under the water. Now let's get this thing back where it belongs. On top. A few days later, the lights are low as you and the rest of the Lambdas are getting ready to hold your traditional new pledge initiation. As we pass the official goblet of sparkling rose around the circle, you are invited to drink deeply. Take your oath. Please repeat after me. I swear to always be kind and uphold my sisters in their hour of need. I swear to always be kind and uphold my sisters in their hour of need. And to take care of myself, both physically and emotionally, never back down from a fight, grow and learn every day of my life. I agree with that one. I think that's one of the most beautiful things I've ever heard. Hey, Simon says biatch and you didn't repeat it. No one is born having all the answers. We all have to change in order to become our best selves. As soon as everyone has taken the oath, you gesture for Luna to place the goblet in the middle of the floor. Now that we're all sisters and promise, it's time to seal our sacred bond. Everyone take hands and march in a circle around the goblet as our president leads us in song. Oh, come on! There's a buzz surrounding the Lambdas as you all cross your arms with your bodies and link hands. You're just about to start singing when... Thank God. Is this supposed to happen? Danielle, what's going on? I think we both know the answer to that. Omega. A pledge lets out a blood-curdling scream by the window. Rushing over, you find a hooded figure standing in the middle of the yard. Oh god, oh god, oh god, is it going to kill us? Not if I kill it first. With my bare hands, hopefully. Or maybe my teeth. I have no idea. Bad Danielle is so bloodthirsty. She totally is. That's why we put her in charge. You stalk across the yard towards the hooded figure and yank the hood back, only to find it's just a dummy dressed up and staked into the ground. What the hell? What kind of sick bastard? Gotcha. You whirl as Riley jumps from the bushes. In the cover of night, he looks gorgeous, mysterious, and incredibly irritating. Riley. This is supposed to be Lambda's big night. I know being a Greek means nothing to you, but it's important to me and to the Lambdas. Initiation night is supposed to be sacred, and you ruined it. Jeez, Lambda, don't hold back on my account. I'm serious. Why do you even want this house anyway? It's the best house on Greek Row, but you treat living here like it's some stupid joke. Just because I like to have fun doesn't mean I don't take my frat seriously. In case you didn't notice, tonight is Omega's initiation too. Let me guess, your rite of passage is to ruin ours. Don't get your panties in a twist. There's more to our initiation than just that. He points to the sky where the round ball of the moon is starting to peek out from behind a cloud. We also hold our initiation during a full moon for top secret frat reasons, naturally. Sounds like a hot steaming load of BS. Trust Omega to turn initiation night into a cheesy slasher flick. Hey, I didn't invent the power of the moonlight. I'm just trying to make the most of it. Something about the wistful way he speaks gives you pause. Wait, are you being serious? Of course, our traditions might not be as boring as yours, but they still matter. As the moment draws out into something heavier, a chorus of howls sounds in the distance. I swear to God, if they become werewolves. What's that? Oops, gotta go, my pack is calling. Wait, your pack? Riley's only response is to flash you an enigmatic grin before loping off in a direction of the howls. Okay, I obviously can't leave things here. I'd better go see what the Omegas are up to. You stumble into a clearing in the woods. A circle of candles marks the spot, the moonlight flittering through the trees to highlight... Oh my god. O pagoge horis peridors, topa chacrisia diardrum. clutch at a tree as you watch the Omegas chant and undulate in a circle, their bodies twisting and flexing in a strange, compelling dance. It's time. Bring me the blood. All air leaves your lungs as you watch Riley dip his fingers into a bowl and start painting blood-red swirls and markings across his body. He starts at the hard lines of his ass, while moving up his sides and towards his chest, which gleams in the light of the full moon. What is he? Hey Danielle, glad you could join us. What the hell kind of initiation is this? I thought you were supposed to be taking this seriously. What's more serious than a naked man in the forest? These are good questions. He gestures you to come forward, as if compelled by some strange magic. You comply. You're right in time for the final part of the initiation, when the Omega President has to certify himself as a true leader of men. He lifts a finger dripping with blood into his mouth and starts sucking them clean. You're about to gag until a whiff of cherry stops you short. That's just syrup. Oh, I'm a frat president, not a monster. Around him, the rest of the Omegas let loose a series of howls and cries. The syrup clings to his lips as they curve into a beckoning smile. I've got a proposition for you. Help me with this ritual if you dare, and I'll let you learn a few more of our Omega secrets. Tell me your secrets! Listen, Choices couldn't add the blood-red cherry swirls onto his face and chest and abs. Something that you could literally do in paint in about 2 seconds, but shh, don't tell him. If I stay, am I going to wake up tomorrow as a werewolf? Only if you ask me very nicely. His eyes gleam as he hands you a bowl of cherry syrup, casually brushing his hand against yours. Things can't really get underway until I've been fully decorated. Will you do the honors? The rest of the Omegas seem to fall away as you dip your fingers in the syrup and let your gaze roam over his body. There's so much exposed skin and so many ways to drive him wild. I'll start by painting his shoulders. You lift a steady hand and trace a long, swirling pattern down the side of his neck and towards his shoulders. His wide, strong shoulders convulse as you continue painting down to his biceps as you work goosebumps scatter across the skin. Cold, Riley, or just sensitive? He tilts his chin up in a show of defiance. You have me at your mercy, Danielle. No need to rub it in. Unless you want to. Even though Riley's the one naked and painted, you're the one feeling shaky as you step back to admire your handiwork. In the flickering lights of the candles, his body is a work of art. Your mouth waters at the thought of tasting the cherry syrup. This is quite the initiation ritual. First you mess with me, then you mess with yourself. If it makes you feel any better, a prank is always part of the process to symbolize our carefree spirit. Then what's the full moon for? Riley tries not to look embarrassed, but you're close enough to feel the heat of his sudden flush. The usual things is meant to be a symbol of completion and transformation. That's really nice, actually. Yeah, well, after all the hard work our pledges put in, it's only right. Thanks to our new members, Omega also becomes something new, something better. You feel a little dazed by the honesty in his voice, and how similar the sounds to the Lambda's initiation pledge. Can I ask you something? I'm naked in the moonlight, covered in painted blood. I think my vulnerability speaks for itself, Danielle. His smile, open, honest, makes your face hot, and you try to distract yourself by drawing a simple line of syrup down his neck and arm. I want to know why you want Alpha House so bad. There must be more to it than just getting the better of me. His gaze softens, his lips curling into a devastating smile. As if I need any more reason than that. But you're right. Alpha House is the best. The Omegas deserve it. Without these guys, I don't know. He glances back at them, shielding his expression from their view. I may not have made it to my senior year without them propping me up every step of the way. He stopped in the act of painting another swirl, this one tracing lines of his taut, smooth stomach. Every part of you longs to dip your hands lower, sliding over the skin, the light sprinkling of hair. I know you think we're just a bunch of oversexed jocks, but the Omegas are good people, honest people. I never said you weren't. You didn't have to, I could see it in your eyes the moment we met. Your heart thumps heavily in your chest. I had no idea Riley could be this open with me, especially when he doesn't have any clothes on. Just when you think you might have been wrong about him all along, his grin turns mischievous. He turns around to showcase the bare, rippling muscle of his back. Which is why you owe me one. It's tradition for the president to have the Omega symbol painted on his back for our final rite of passage. Would you do the honor? You dip your fingers in the paint and lift them to the flexing musculature on display. Just as you're about to start writing, you remember that one of the rites of passage was to scare the living daylights out of Lambda. Omegas aren't the only ones who know how to have a good play a good prank. What do you write? Listen, can we do a symbol of, drawn peepees? Sure, we'll go with good Omega. You barely manage to stifle your giggle as you put the finishing touches on your design. Why does it sound like you're about to plunge a knife in my back? You tell me. I'm not the one who dresses up dummies to look like axe murderers. A low, rich chuckle shakes his whole body. That was a pretty epic prank, wasn't it? Took us the better part of a week to come up with it. It took you a week to figure that one out. Oh, Lord. He looks so pleased with himself, so freaking gorgeous in the moonlight that you can't help but return a smile. I should tell him what I wrote on his back, leave him to find out the hard way. You're right. You're so much smarter than me. I could never come up with something half as good. Riley doesn't trust your tone of voice for a single second. Why do I get the feeling you're setting me up for a crashing fall? Because you have a vicious mind, that's why. You lean close enough to his ear for him to feel the whisper of your breath down his neck. Have a good initiation. I'm sure it'll be everything you hoped it would be. You hand me back the bowl of paint, nod towards the clearing where the Omega ritual is about to get underway. Thanks for the fun, Riley. This was an illuminating evening. Without waiting for a response, you turn and walk out of the forest. Even though the temptation to stay and watch the rest of the naked dancing is strong, you have an initiation to get back to. Some new pledges to celebrate, the same way Riley seems to celebrate his own. When you make it back to the house, the power has been restored. The new pledges are chatting with the rest of the Lambdas, but one person doesn't look happy. Seriously, Danielle, you were off with Riley for so long that I had to finish the initiation for you, alone. I've seen you flirting with him, Riley, Daniel. I know there's more going on than just a battle for the house. Jen crosses her arms, a look of genuine concern flickering across her features. Fraternizing with the enemy is never a good idea, especially one who looks that good without a shirt on. If you want to know the truth, Riley and I kissed the night of the fox hunt. It wasn't a big deal or anything, but I let myself get carried away. I knew it! Wish aside the memory of his hot lips on yours and teeth making their mark. It won't happen again, I swear. I blame the adrenaline and moonlight. Okay, just so long as you don't lose sight of the real goal to kick our enemy and his entire stupid frat out of the house by the end of the year. Oh, I know. I'm 100% with you on this. But if you're worried, I'll put some space between me and Riley from now on. Even as Dahlia nods her approval, a chime on your phone alerts you to an incoming email. From Dad. Greetings, class. This is your reminder that next week will be our International Relations field trip to the UN. Please ensure that you coordinate with your other professors as this trip will require your full attention. Your heart gives an erratic leap as you remember what a class trip to the UN will mean. Being in the same place as both my dad and Riley for a whole day. Oh no! Because literally and figuratively, you are both in the same class with your dad. But, moving on. Without further ado, thanks for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Please make sure to try and also support the channel as best as you can. There's the join and thanks features, and yeah. And anyway, without further ado, I'll say this, right? For those of you watching, one, I apologize about being late, but If you read the community post on the channel, you know the reason why. So, long story short is, I kind of, well, okay, I'm just gonna come out and say it. If you're part of our Discord, you already know. If you're not, you really should be. But it's kind of like this channel, right? So just because my name is on it, right? Locum 23. Okay, this is a community that is more than me. You, the very person listening right now, are a part of this community. For me, that doesn't mean, hey, I need you for the algorithm or I need you for this or that. I built this channel 13 years ago. I first started it. I've continued to make content for literally and figuratively that long as well. So, um, I look at this community, this channel, each and every single one of you, like I said, especially those of you listening at this point, as a part of this family, right? I kind of didn't. I looked at it as kind of like a friend group, and whatnot, and really wanting to bond and getting to know each and every one of you. But it only dawned on me when, again, being fully transparent here, when I was watching One Piece, and I used to be heavy into anime, and then I kind of dipped out for a while, and then I got back into it. And so one of the things that I've caught up on is One Piece, and I was watching the Japanese version of it, and Whitebeard, right? If you've watched One Piece, great, you know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, I'm gonna try my best to explain this. Whitebeard is one of the big pirates, and one of his goals, one of his dreams, was to have a family, right? A family does not mean blood related. Family doesn't mean you bang a chick and make a kid, and her family is those that you surround around you, that are friends, that are smiles, that are confidants, that are people that you support and they support you, and it's mutual, right? It's you all get along, you all enjoy things together, you're there for one another, etc. That's a family. And so when I watched that, it kind of made me look at this channel, this community, this everything differently. And so I kind of like this chapter for, hey, that's kind of what, Riley was going for, that everybody's, a part of the pack and everyone's there for one another and etc. So I did respect that. I did really respect that. And so for me, that's what I look at each and every one of you that watch my videos and that talk and leave comments and everything else. I look at you as a part of this family. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. Catch you all later. Peace out.